Hi, my name's Tina. If you'd asked me years ago if God was real, I would have said no. Well, maybe I would have said yes, that he was maybe real, but not a God that we could personally know and talk with. God to me was somewhere out there, maybe. I can remember going to church as a young child on many Sundays, but then as a teenager, I went at Christmas time and sometimes Easter. Quite frankly, I thought the whole church, the Christianity stuff was boring and totally irrelevant. Whilst travelling the Greek islands years ago, I met an American guy who was, well, let's just say, in my estimation, a practicing Christian. You know, the real deal. He went to church regularly and he lived what I would call a Christian life, if you know what I mean. Him and I had many conversations, and the thing that struck me was his conviction that God was real. God's somewhere out there. But Jesus was for him someone who he talked with each day and who spoke back to him. Jesus was for him the centre of his life. And I began to wonder, had I missed it? What if the whole Christianity stuff is real? What if Jesus is real and does talk to us? And what if God is meant to be a part of my life? What does this mean for me? I processed all of this. I looked at how my friend lived his life, and I realised that my life was not one that you would call the Christian life at all. I was not exactly living a life that you would have called pleasing to God, or even as God would have intended. I remember one night lying on a sofa in sunny Southern California, looking up at the ceiling and saying, Jesus, if you're really real, then I need you in my life. This was a defining moment for me. The next day I woke up and it was as if someone had put a pair of glasses on my nose. I could see evidence of God everywhere. I looked at the trees, the sky, the stuff around, and I just knew that God had created things. Funny how just the day before, I really did not give much attention to this at all. Coincidences or silly little things started happening to me. I'd pray, ask God about something, and something would happen time and time again until I myself was eventually convinced that yes, this Jesus stuff is real. Well, years have gone since that amazing defining moment, and today I'm living with the reality of Jesus in my life. I feel like what I'm doing here on earth is what God intended, and contrary to my initial thoughts about Christianity, I haven't turned into some weirdo following Jesus, but rather I'm just a very regular woman walking through life with a very real God.